Stay with me for a few minutes, and you will hear one of the most inspiring stories ever written, told in calm, slow, simple English. The Alchemist is not only a book, it is an emotional journey, a gentle conversation with the heart, and a reminder that your dreams matter more than you think. Take a breath, relax your mind, and let this story open something inside you. Welcome to this peaceful English listening episode. Today, we walk together through The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, one of the world's most loved motivational stories. In this calm retelling, you will hear the full journey of the boy, his dreams, his fears, and the lessons he learns along the way. At the same time, you will hear the soft motivational messages behind the story, written in simple English, so your mind can absorb both the language and the meaning. The story begins with a young shepherd boy. He lives a simple life, walking across fields and hills with his sheep. He sleeps under the stars. He watches the sky, the wind, and the land. His life looks calm and ordinary from the outside, but inside his heart, there's a feeling, a dream, a quiet voice asking for something more. The boy has a dream that repeats more than once, a dream about treasure near the pyramids of Egypt. He does not understand the dream completely, but he cannot ignore it. The dream feels like a calling, a message, a direction. This is one of the first lessons of the story. When the same dream returns again and again, it is not random. It is your heart trying to speak. Just like the boy, many of us feel a dream inside. Maybe it is a dream to learn a language, travel the world, build something new, change your life, or grow into someone stronger. But dreams often feel scary. We doubt ourselves. We think we are not ready. We think life will not support us. The boy also feels this fear. But even with fear, the dream continues calling him. One day, he meets an old man who changes everything. The old man seems mysterious and wise. He knows things that the boy never told anyone. He tells him that every person on earth has a personal legend, a unique purpose, a destiny, a dream that belongs only to them. When a person follows this personal legend, life becomes meaningful. The world opens doors for them. But when a person avoids their dream, life becomes heavy. The old man tells him a famous message. When you want something with all your heart, the universe helps you to achieve it. The boy listens. Something inside him wakes up. He understands that the dream might be real. He realizes that his heart is guiding him, and that the world might help him if he has the courage to take the first step. So he makes a brave decision. He sells his sheep and begins a journey toward the pyramids. Leaving his comfortable life is painful. It is difficult to say goodbye to what is familiar. But this is how all journeys begin, with a small moment of bravery, a moment where comfort is replaced by courage. The boy travels to Africa. The language, people, and culture are different. Everything feels strange. He feels lost and unsure. Soon he is robbed, leaving him alone with nothing. This is one of the painful lessons of the book. The moment you begin following your dream, life may test you. The first steps are often the hardest. But these tests are not meant to stop you. They are meant to open your strength. The boy does not quit. He finds work in a crystal shop, helping a tired old shop owner whose business is slowly dying. The boy cleans a crystal, organizes a shop, and brings new ideas. Slowly, the shop begins to grow again. Customers return. Money increases. The boy learns that progress does not require big steps, only small actions done with energy and hope. During his time in the shop, the boy earns enough money to return home if he wants. Life becomes comfortable again. For a moment, he thinks about staying. But deep inside, his dream continues calling. He realizes that comfort and purpose are not the same. Comfort is soft, but it can become a cage. Purpose is harder, but it sets you free. So once again, he chooses courage. He leaves the crystal shop, thanking the owner for all the lessons he learned, and continues his journey toward Egypt. He joins a caravan crossing the desert. The desert is a new teacher, wide, silent, empty, yet full of secrets. In the silence of the desert, the boy begins to hear his own heart more clearly. He understands that silence is not empty. Silence is full of answers. In the calmness of the desert, he discovers that fear is louder than reality, and that if he listens with patience, he can understand the signs around him. During the journey, he meets an Englishman searching for an alchemist, a person who can turn metal into gold. The Englishman carries many books. He tries to understand life only through study, but the boy understands life through the heart. Their two ways of learning show an important lesson. Knowledge is useful, but wisdom comes from experience. As the caravan moves deeper into the desert, the boy arrives at an oasis. There he meets Fatima, a woman with a gentle spirit and soft presence. He falls in love with her immediately. Love fills him with peace, but also with fear. Should he stay with her or continue toward his dream? Fatima teaches him something powerful. Love does not stop a person from following their dream. True love supports growth. True love gives freedom. True love does not limit your life. It expands it with her blessing. He continues walking toward his destiny. Eventually, he meets the alchemist. The alchemist is calm, confident, and wise. He recognizes the boy's potential immediately. He tells him that every person who follows their personal legend must face challenges. These challenges are not punishments. They are preparation. He teaches the boy that fear is a bigger obstacle than the obstacle itself. When you walk with fear, everything feels heavy. When you walk with courage, everything feels possible. The alchemist guides the boy through the final parts of the desert, helping him understand the language of the world, a language spoken by wind, by sand, by the heart. The boy begins to trust himself in a deeper way. He realizes that the world communicates with people who listen. Life sends messages to those who stay open, but danger appears. Tribal warriors find them and capture them. The situation seems hopeless. The alchemist tells the warriors that the boy can turn into the wind, something the boy has never done. Fear takes over him. But the alchemist explains that when life pushes you to your limit, something deep inside awakens. The boy spends days trying to understand how to become the wind. He speaks to the desert. He speaks to the wind. He speaks to his heart. Slowly, he understands. He does not need to become the wind physically. He needs to understand that he is part of the world, and that the world is part of him. When he connects deeply with life, his fear disappears. The wind rises. The desert moves. The warriors believe a miracle has happened. They let him go. The boy learns a tremendous lesson. When you trust the world trusts you. He continues his journey and finally reaches the pyramids. The moment feels magical. He falls to his knees and cries. The pyramids shine under the sun, ancient and powerful. He begins digging for the treasure. But after hours of digging, nothing appears. Suddenly, thieves attack him. They steal from him and leave him injured. But one thief tells him something important. He once dreamed of a treasure hidden under a tree in Spain near an old church. The boy realizes a truth. The treasure was always in Spain. His entire journey was necessary for him to understand his heart, to grow into someone capable of seeing the signs, and to become someone strong enough to believe. He returns to Spain. He finds the old church where he first slept with his sheep. He remembers the beginning. He digs under the tree. And finally, he finds a chest of gold and jewels. The treasure is real. The dream is real. The journey is real. But the real treasure is the person he has become. He prepares a return to Fatima, carrying not only gold but also wisdom, courage, and a heart full of meaning. And this is how the story teaches its final lesson. Your dream leads you on a journey that shapes you into who you are meant to be. The true treasure is not the final reward, but the person you become along the way. The boy leaves the place where he found his treasure, holding a new kind of confidence inside him. It is not the confidence that comes from money. It is a quiet, calm confidence that comes from understanding life more deeply. He walks slowly, feeling the fresh air on his skin, noticing how the world feels different even though nothing around him has changed. The difference is inside him. He thinks about the long journey he has lived. He remembers the nights under the desert sky, the sound of the wind, the warm sun on the sand, the fear he faced, and the courage he found. He remembers the kindness of the old king, the sadness in the crystal merchant's eyes, the Englishman's books, the silence of the desert, and Fatima waiting for him at the oasis. Each memory feels like a small light, shining gently inside his heart. Every person he met taught him something valuable. The old king taught him that dreams matter. The crystal merchant taught him that fear can freeze a person's life. The Englishman taught him that knowledge alone is not enough. The desert taught him silence. Fatima taught him love. The alchemist taught him trust. Even the thieves taught him a lesson, that sometimes the truth hides inside unexpected people. The boy understands now that the world is full of signs. Maybe they are small, maybe they are quiet, maybe they are easy to miss, but they are there. And the world only shows these signs to people who look with their heart. People who live with fear do not see them. People who refuse to grow do not feel them. But people who listen, truly listen, can hear life speaking to them. As he walks, he begins thinking about his personal legend again. He realizes that every person has one, but most people never follow it. They choose comfort instead of courage. They choose safety instead of possibility. They choose routine instead of adventure. And slowly, they forget the dreams they once had. Their heart becomes quiet. Their inner voice grows soft. But the book teaches us that it is never too late. As long as your heart still beats, your dreams can still live. The boy looks around him and feels a soft happiness growing inside him, not the loud happiness that depends on big events, but the gentle kind that comes from truly understanding yourself. He knows where he is going next, back to the desert, back to Fatima, back to the person who believed in his dream. He imagines her waiting at the oasis with the same quiet strength she had before. He feels grateful that their paths will meet again. He begins walking faster, excited to return, but still calm enough to enjoy the journey. He does not rush. He understands that every step has value. Every moment holds meaning. The wind moves around him, almost like it remembers him. It touches him with a familiar softness, as if saying, "Welcome back." The trees near the village seem to shake their leaves gently, and the sunlight warms him like an old friend. As he travels, the boy reflects on the most important lesson the alchemist taught him. When you follow your heart, you are never alone. Your heart communicates with the world. The world communicates with your heart. The connection is invisible but strong. It guides you through difficult moments and gives you strength when you feel weak. The boy remembers how afraid he once felt when the journey began. He remembers thinking he might never find his treasure. He remembers the moments when he wanted to quit. But now he sees that every obstacle had a purpose. Without the challenges, he would not have become who he is now. Challenges make a person grow the same way fire makes metal shine. The journey transforms you. When he finally reaches the borders of the desert again, he feels something warm inside him, not fear, not sadness, but belonging. The desert feels like home in a strange way. He remembers the deep silence at night, the soft sound of sand under his feet, the stars shining above him like thousands of eyes watching over him. He knows that somewhere in this desert, Fatima is waiting. The idea of seeing her again fills his heart with calm joy. Fatima's love is not loud or dramatic. It is simple and beautiful. She believed in him when he had nothing. She trusted him when the world felt uncertain. She told him to follow his dream, even if it meant leaving her for a long time. This kind of love is rare, love that helps you grow instead of holding you back. The boy knows now that love and dreams are not opposite forces. They do not fight each other. A true dream always becomes bigger when love supports it. And true love becomes deeper when dreams are honored. He feels grateful for the balance between the two. As he walks deeper into the desert again, he begins to think not only about his own journey, but about all people. He wonders how many people in the world have dreams waiting quietly inside them, dreams they are afraid to follow. He wonders how many people are walking through life without feeling the magic that he now knows exists. He wishes he could tell them that courage is not about being unafraid. Courage is about walking even when fear feels heavy. He thinks about how many people believe their dreams are impossible, too far, too difficult. But he now understands something important. The dream itself prepares you. When you begin your journey, you may not feel ready. You may not feel strong enough, but with each step, you grow. With each challenge, you change. The journey builds you into someone who can achieve the dream. He remembers the alchemist telling him that the world tests every dreamer, not to destroy them, but to prepare them. The hardest moments are not signs that you should quit. They are signs that you are close. The deeper the struggle, the closer the treasure. The boy feels thankful for this understanding. It makes every difficult moment of his journey feel meaningful. As he walks, the wind suddenly becomes stronger, blowing sand around him. For a moment, it feels like the wind is speaking, carrying messages hidden in its movement. The boy closes his eyes and listens. He can almost hear the desert saying that he has grown, that he has completed an important part of his life story, and that new chapters are waiting for him. He opens his eyes and continues walking with a soft smile. He is not the same boy who once sat under a sycamore tree reading books and dreaming of adventure. He is someone who lived the adventure, survived it, learned from it, and returned wiser. He knows that the treasure he found will help him build a new life with Fatima, but he also knows that the real treasure is something no one can steal, his understanding of himself, of love, of the world, and of the quiet, powerful voice of his heart. As he gets closer to the oasis, he imagines how it will feel to see Fatima again. He imagines her standing near the well, with a scarf around her hair, with the same calm eyes that saw his heart even before he saw his own potential. He imagines the moment she realizes that he returned, not with empty hands, but with a full heart. But more than anything, he imagines taking her hand and telling her every part of the journey, not only the big events, but the small moments that taught him to trust life. He wants to tell her how the world helped him, how the desert guided him, how love gave him strength, how courage slowly grew inside him even when fear felt stronger. He walks faster now, feeling excitement and peace growing together inside him. The desert seems open in front of him like a long, warm road. The sky feels wider. The light feels softer. Everything feels like it is welcoming him home. And as he walks, he understands one more deep lesson. The end of one journey is the beginning of another. The treasure he found will not be the last treasure in his life. There will be more dreams to follow, more lessons to learn, more signs to see, more people to love, and more moments that will shape him. Life never stops guiding you as long as your heart stays open. The boy touches his chest gently, feeling the beat of his heart. It feels steady, strong, alive. He whispers a small thank you to the world, to the desert, to the wind, to the people he met, and to the dream that started it all. He knows now that dreams are not just ideas. Dreams are the way life speaks to you. And when you listen, everything becomes possible. He keeps walking, step by step, calm, confident, ready, because he finally understands that his journey is not only his story, it is the story of every person who has ever listened to their heart. And he is ready for whatever comes next. The boy walks through the warm desert air with a lightness he never knew before. Every step feels like a promise, and every breath feels like a small celebration. Even though the sand under his feet is the same, something inside him has changed so deeply that the entire world feels new. He feels connected to everything, the ground, the wind, the sky, and his own heart. It is as if the journey has opened a quiet doorway inside him, and now he sees life through a softer, clearer lens. He thinks about the treasure he found under the tree in Spain. The gold is real, the jewels are real, but they do not feel like the center of his happiness. They feel more like a gentle reward for listening to his heart. He realizes now that the journey was not about the gold. It was about discovering courage. It was about learning to trust himself. It was about understanding that the world helps those who move with purpose. As he continues walking toward the oasis, he imagines how he will use the treasure. He does not think about big houses or expensive things. What he wants most is simple. A life filled with meaning, a life with Fatima, a life where he continues to grow. He knows that money can make life easier, but it cannot create purpose. Purpose comes from the heart. Treasure only supports it. The boy looks up at the sky. It is bright and wide, stretching endlessly, just like the possibilities of life. He feels grateful that he listened to his dream, even when the path felt impossible. He knows many people ignore their dreams because they fear failure, but he has learned something powerful. Failure is not the enemy. Fear is. Fear stops people before they even try. Fear steals dreams quietly, slowly, silently. Courage, even small courage, breaks that barrier. He remembers many moments when he almost quit. Moments of confusion, moments of sadness, moments of loneliness. The time he was robbed. The time he felt lost in the desert. The time he questioned whether the journey was worth it. But in every moment, something inside him whispered, "Go forward." And now he understands that this whisper was the voice of his personal legend, the same voice every person carries inside. As he walks, he places his hand on his chest and feels the steady rhythm of his heart. It feels stronger than ever. It feels like a friend. He understands now that the heart does not always speak loudly. Sometimes it speaks in quiet feelings and soft instincts, in small moments of clarity. But when you listen, when you truly listen, it guides you toward your best life. He remembers the alchemist's words, "Your heart knows all things." At first, he did not understand what that meant. But now, after everything he lived, the meaning is simple. The heart sees what the eyes cannot. The heart knows your path before your mind does. The heart feels the truth even when fear tries to hide it. Life becomes easier when you follow the wisdom of your heart. The desert wind blows gently against his face. It reminds him of the moment when he spoke to the wind, the desert, and the sun, when he learned that he is connected to everything around him. That moment taught him that life is not something separate from him. Life is part of him, and he is part of life. This understanding makes him feel peaceful. He no longer feels alone in the world. He feels supported by something bigger, something loving, something wise. As he thinks about returning to Fatima, he feels warmth spreading through him. The thought of her waiting at the oasis brings a soft joy to his steps. He imagines her looking at the horizon, wondering if he will return, still believing in him. That belief is a treasure more valuable than gold. Her love gave him the courage to continue, even in the hardest moments. And now he will return to her with a heart that is ready to love fully. He remembers how Fatima told him that real love never stops a person from following their dream. Real love supports your growth. Real love encourages you to become your best self. Real love feels like freedom, not limitation. He now understands this deeply. He knows that when love and dreams walk together, life becomes beautifully balanced. As the landscape changes slightly and the oasis begins to appear faintly in the distance, the boy's emotions grow stronger. He is thankful for every piece of his journey, the good moments and the hard ones. He knows that each experience shaped him into someone wiser and more peaceful. He knows that without the journey, the treasure would mean nothing. But because of the journey, the treasure feels meaningful. The closer he gets, the more memories come back to him. The quiet nights in the desert with the alchemist, the lessons about fear and faith, the moment the wind answered him, the moment he understood that the treasure was always connected to his heart. All these memories form a gentle wave inside him, reminding him that he is exactly where he needs to be. He stops walking for a moment to look around. The desert stretches endlessly in every direction. The sky glows with soft sunlight. The wind moves smoothly over sand. Everything feels calm and alive. The boy takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. He feels gratitude. He feels love. He feels the quiet confidence that comes from living a true journey. He opens his eyes again and sees the oasis more clearly now. The palms are tall and green, rising from the golden sand like a promise. He imagines the people there, the wells of water, the quiet life, and Fatima is standing by the place where he first saw her. His heart beats faster, not with fear, but with excitement and deep peace. He continues walking. Each step feels lighter than the last. He is not tired. He is energized by purpose. The world feels like it is cheering for him silently. He notices small details, the texture of the sand, the movement of the wind, the curve of the dunes. Everything feels meaningful, as if the world itself is smiling softly. He thinks again of something the alchemist told him. Every person on earth has a treasure that waits for them. Some people find it. Some people never look. Some people stop halfway. Some people pretend they do not hear the call. But the ones who continue, even when the path is dark, even when the road feels long, even when the heart trembles, they reach the treasure. The boy whispers quietly, almost as if speaking to the wind, "I followed my heart, and it brought me home." The wind answers softly, carrying the sound across the desert. It feels like a blessing. He walks closer to the oasis. The colors become stronger. The details become clear. The palms sway gently. The water reflects the sky. He feels the presence of Fatima even before he sees her. His heart knows her. His heart remembers her. His heart calls her name without sound. He imagines her turning and seeing him. He imagines a smile that will appear on her lips. He imagines a feeling of finally being where he belongs. The journey was long. The lessons were many. But everything led him to this moment. He touches a small piece of gold he carries in his pocket, not because he needs it, but because it reminds him of the dream. It reminds him that the world is full of magic for the ones who believe. It reminds him that life helps you when you walk with courage. The boy's steps become slower as he approaches the edge of the oasis, not because he is tired, but because he wants to feel every second of this moment. He wants to remember the feeling of completing a great journey. He wants to take in the beauty around him, the silence inside him, the meaning of everything he lived. He knows that this is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, a chapter filled with love, purpose, understanding, and possibilities. The treasure gave him a new start. But more importantly, the journey gave him a new heart. He takes one more deep breath, smiles gently, and steps forward, because now he knows the truth. When you follow your personal legend, you become the person you were always meant to be. When you listen to your heart, the world listens to you. And when you walk toward your dream walks toward you. His journey continues. And so does yours.